We're going to do a lesson, we've not done anything on this before, percentages. Okay, so we're going to be looking at some really real life maths, percentages you see all the way around us, and it's so important that you can use these and are confident with them. The earlier the better as far as I'm concerned, and it's all to do with fractions. So if you can do fractions, you can do percentages. To start with a bit of a warm up, a bit of a puzzle. Okay, so let's see who can answer this question here. Okay, we want to work out what that line is. We've done some similar things to this before. Yes. Remember, big maths is really, really important. I will tell you as well, at the bottom, that guy there is wearing some shoes. He has got some shoes on. Okay, good luck. This is tough. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can beat the adults, because adults never get these ones right. Can you beat them at their own game? And solve this big maths puzzle.
Pencil. I've got no pencil.
Go find the kitchen again. Good morning, Erin and Harrison as well. Abby and Sam, live for the first time. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. You can catch all the other ones as well, whenever as well. So they're all there on the page. Okay, I'm just going to try and deposit this child somewhere. Keep going with that and I'll be right back. Yeah, we don't reckon to solve this yet. So we've got pairs of shoes, man there, some sort of scarves, and the bit at the bottom there. Remember, big maths is going to be really important though. All two different answers. We always get loads of different answers for these kind of things. Okay, so the idea is you need to work out what the bottom row is worth. So you've got some clues. You know that 3 pairs of shoes equal 30. So you can maybe work out one pair of shoes, what one pair of shoes is the same as. And then you've got your next clue here. You've got man plus pair of shoes equals 20. So the idea is you work out what each item is worth, and then you look really carefully at the bottom row and work out what the bottom row is worth, which is the tricky bit. Right, we've got so many different answers here. This is crazy. So many different answers.
How much those scarves worth? How many of these scarves worth? What is this? What doubles from 5 to get to 13? No?
Take away the 5 first here.
13. Take away 5 equals 8.
Okay. More different answers. I don't know what the right answers at the moment, so there are loads on here. Right, going to give you 30 seconds more to get your answer. Make sure you're happy with it.
times 8. What's 23 times 8? 23 times 8.
Right, let's have a look through at this. Okay, so we've got 2 shoes. First up, if we got those 3 pairs of shoes equals 30 there, then a pair of shoes has to equal 10. So if you worked out that, brilliant. We've then got 2 men and a pair of shoes equals 20. So if we take away our pair of shoes from the 20, that leaves us with 10, and then we've got to divide that by 2. So a man has to be worth 5. Okay, we've got a pair of scarves here, and we've got 2 pairs of scarves, and then we've got 1 man. So if we take the man away from 13, that leaves you with 8, and then divide it by 2 gives you 4 for a pair of scarves. Okay? But I'm going to do this a bit more. I'm going to work out some more. So I want to work out 1 scarf will be 2. I also know that 1 shoe will be 5. So I've got all the information for the last line now. I'm then going to write this line down. So I've got 1 shoe, which is 5. So I've got 5 plus, and I've got a man here with 2 shoes on and 2 scarves. So a man is 5 plus 2 shoes is 10, so that's 15, plus my 2 scarves, which is 4. So I've got 19 there for this man. I'm just going to double check that. So man is 5, 2 shoes are worth 10 each, so that's 15. Then I've got 2 scarves to add on, so another 4 is 19. And then I've got times by a scarf, which is only 2. So that's my final equation. Now let's think about BIDMAS. Which bit do I do first in BIDMAS? The 19 times the 2. So 19 times 2 is 38. Then add my 5 on, gives me 43. So we've got 43 in total for my puzzle there. Did anyone get 43? Well done, Sonny. Well done, Paul Dode. I can't remember the name of your child. Sorry. Sam, excellent.
Daddy.
Joe, brilliant. Fantastic. Lots of 43s there. Well done with the 43s. Tricky questions. Okay, don't fall for the little tricks. Remember the BIDMAS at the end. Okay, hopefully we're all warmed up with that tough challenge. So, percentages. If you can find fractions, you can find percentages with a bit of extra information. So I want to check we know what we're doing from the fraction lesson to start with. So I've got there, remember we talked about bars of sweets, so these kind of fizzy sweet belt things. So if this was worth £12, I know that's a very expensive sweet, but we're going to be working with bigger values of money today, which is really what you use percentages for. So if this is worth £12 for our whole bar, we draw the bar here. So the whole thing is worth £12. Okay? If I wanted to find half of that bar, I would split it in half like that. And then I can see, well, I'm going to share this out equally, so each bar is £6. Okay? So half of 12 would equal £6. What if I wanted to split it into quarters? I could split it again into quarters there. And I could say this time, I'm going to divide it by 4. How many 4s go into 12? There's 3 in each bar. So I could say 1/4 of 12 equals £6. What if I wanted 3/4? Well, I've got 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. 3/4 of 12 equals £9. So you can use your bar to work everything out to do with fractions. So I want a quick 5-minute recap on fractions, and this will help us with our percentage work. Okay, so I've got some fraction questions for you to have a go at there. Okay, so draw your bar, split it into those different amounts. They get harder as you go into each column there. Please start on those ones. If you're really confident, try the other ones. We're not going to need all these fractions for a percentage lesson. Okay, so off you go. Any questions at all, please let me know.
Daddy, I need a drink. I can't get a drink.
Didn't you do this there? Because you missed the first bit. Because you couldn't find a pen and now you missed this bit as well. So let's get going.
No, I didn't miss the first bit.
Well, hurry up. Let's see these questions. Yeah. don't think anyone's wrong on the chat. I think they're just replying to different questions. Okay, different questions. Oh, my board. Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. I said £3 as well, and I went down £6. Okay, this bar is so powerful. If you're not using the bar for these questions, it's not a big problem. If you can do these easily, there's no problems. This is a way to explain harder problems as we'll look on later on, but it's a really good starting point for fractions. Sorry, thank you. I know I said £3, I wrote down £6. No idea why. Okay, just 2 more minutes, and I just want to make sure you can just do these from last time, and then we'll be looking at percentages. If you always start percentage or fraction question by drawing a bar and starting to split it up, particularly if you're stuck, it will help you understand what to do next. It really will. Good morning, Layla, as well. Right, okay, going to look at some answers on the board here, check you're on the right track. So there we go, so I'm going to double check these, we've already got one wrong. So £5, £4, £4, £7, £4 for that one. Then we go £15, £12, £15, £12 for that one. £9, £4.80. Remember, dividing by 10 is actually not too bad, because 24 divided by 10 is 2.4 or £2.40. And same with this one, 12 divided by 10 is £1.20. So dividing by 10, we can use quite a bit with decimals. I put these in because it's very much linked to percentages. Okay, fantastic. So we've done some of that before. If you're getting those right, brilliant. You're going to be absolutely fine with percentages. So we're going to start by just thinking, what are percentages and where did they come from? Okay, who were the first people to come up with percentages and why? Would anyone like to guess? Who came up with the percentages? Which ancient civilization came up with the percentages? What do you think, Derek?
Romans.
Romans, okay. Nice, that's an ancient civilization. Okay, anyone like to predict who came up with percentages? Don't worry if you didn't do all of those fraction questions before, it was just to make sure you could do what we've done from before. Only a few you need to get for that. Okay, so we've got the Romans here. Theo's saying the Romans as well. The Greeks, okay, some very mathematical people here. Greeks as well here, brilliant. Romans again there. Okay, I thought people would say the Egyptians, the amount that I going about the Egyptians, but it was actually the Romans, okay? Does anyone know what building that is there? What building is that? What famous building is that there? This is quite a bit to do percentages as well. Hey. Yeah, Theo, what do you reckon?
I think the Roman Colosseum.
It is a Colosseum, correct, correct. That is the Colosseum, and the Colosseum was used to put on shows, and a lot of these shows involved some quite violent things. One of them where they took slaves that they were hired to fight against gladiators who were like big, strong soldiers that were the combat, and basically killed the slaves for people to watch and cheer on as this was happening. And percentages are all to do with slavery, because slavery was a massive, massive thing. It's obviously a very wrong thing where people owned other people, used them to do whatever jobs they wanted without paying them, and just kind of kept them as objects almost. And some of these slaves were put into battle. They didn't want to fight, but they were forced to do it because this was what they were bought to do. So, apart from this being very wrong, Caesar, the person that was kind of in charge of Rome at the time, he decided, well, you know, everyone's making money off selling slaves to each other, and I'm not happy with this. So for every 100 denarii, which was the currency, so for every 100 pounds, if you like, that someone makes on a slave, I am going to take £1 of that for myself and spend it on Rome, spend it on making Rome better, spend it on making the buildings better, spend it on making the police force better, spend it on making sure that the water system works. So for every £100 spent on slaves, they took £1 for themselves, okay? Which was the start of something called tax, which I'm sure when you get a job you'll learn about later and you won't be happy about it. So this was how much they took there. They took 1 part out of 100. That is 1%. And per centa is the Italian for percent, which means basically out of 100. So that is 1% there. It's not a great deal, is it? It's a tiny amount. It is 1 out of 100, or if you like, 1 out of 100 like a fraction. So it's just another way of saying a fraction, but we use everything out of 100 really to make it easier for us to understand. So 1% means 1 out of 100. Look how small that is there. Let's look at some other percentages. Okay? What about 50%? 50% is 50 parts out of 100. What do you think it's the same as? What fraction do you think 50% is the same as? So we've got 50% there, 50 parts out of 100. What is it the same as? If I put it on a different bar underneath, what does that actually look like there for our percentages? Okay, what do you reckon there?
1/2.
1/2. It's a half, isn't it? It is 50 out of 100, but it's better to just say 1/2. Okay, brilliant. You've got half there. Fantastic. Okay. 25% is half of 50%. So if I split it down here, what's 25% the same as? Okay, look how easy it is with the bar to see what this fraction is. What is 25% the same as? Okay, well done all the people that got half. Alice, I can see you got a half there, well done. 50 out of 100 I've got there as well. Brilliant, but can we say a half is even better than 50 out of 100? So this one here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1 out of 4, or a quarter, isn't it? So we've got a quarter there for 25%. These are some common percentages we use. Okay, what about this one? 75% is 3 25%, so it's 3 of those. Okay, what fraction is 75%? If we've got 25%, we can just use 3 of them to make our 75%. Okay, what about this one down here?
3/4.
3/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So 75% is 3/4. So these percentages that we're finding, if we can find those fractions, 1/2, 1/4, 3/4, we can find all of these percentages as well. Okay? So for example, let's put one example on the board. If we wanted to find 25% of, let's go with £24, we can draw our bar and we can split it. We know it's quarters, so we can split it into quarters. Okay? We want to see how many 25% go into 24, so we're looking at a quarter of 24, so you might half it to get 12 for both of those, half it again to get 6, or you might just see how many 4s go into 24. As long as you split it into that diagram there, you end up with 6 in each one. Maybe you did this first. Maybe you said, well, I know that half of it is 12, so 25% will be 6. You can half it again. So 25% of 24 equals £6. So we can split our percentages up using a bar as well. So you're going to concentrate on 25, 75 and 50. Okay? So can we find for £80, can you write down what is 50%? What is 25%? What is 75%? And remember, we are going to be using a nice bar there. We are looking for quarters for our bar, and we can answer all of those questions. So can you find 50%, 25% and 75%? If you fill in a bar, the answers are right there in front of your face. Okay?
Okay, I'm starting to get a feeling that if I can get the answer for it.
Brilliant. All those people saying 6 in each one, fantastic. And you've got all the answers. You can get 25%, 50%, you can even get 75%. So let's have a look at £80 there. Can you find those three percentages of £80?
If I add or take away 25, I might get the answer for all.
No, you just need to split it into 4 sections there. Okay, so if you draw your bar and split it, it's going to work. That won't work for everything. Brilliant. Well, everyone that got that answer without me even writing it on the board, fantastic. Brilliant. Yeah, just you need to use the plus-up method. Divide by 4. 4 into 8 goes how many times?
What goes into 8 2 times?
And 4 into 0.
What is it? 0.
So it's 20, isn't it? So 20 in each box. Yeah, let's start. Or you could just halve it to get 50% and halve it again. Half of 80 is?
Half of 80 is 40.
Half of 40?
Is 20.
So 20 in each box, yeah, just try and make it a bit faster for yourself, okay? So 20 in each box. Right, so to get to 80 here, if I half it, I get 40 for those 2 boxes. If I half it again, I get 20, so it's definitely 20 in each box. Okay, so I've halved it to get half of my bar, halved it again to get 20. And now I can say, well, 25% is £20, 50% is £40 because it's 2 of them, and 75% is 20, 40, 60 is £60. Okay? I'm going to try one more like that where you're doing all 3 of them. Let's see how fast we can do it. Okay, so this time £24, which we've kind of done on the board, so I'm going to rub it off so we're not cheating too much. Okay, so £24 please. Can you find for me? Fill your bar in and answer those questions. So remember, we can always get 50% by halving it first to get those 2, and then halve it again to get the quarter. So think about what is half of 24. Okay, so if we half it, we're going to get 12 for those 2 boxes. Half it again, we get 6 in each box. So 25% is £6, 50% is £12, and 75%, 3 6s, is £18. Okay, right, I think you're getting the hang of that. So have we got some mixed questions now of those ones there, okay? So you've got some 50%, some 25% and some 75%, and then we'll move on to something a bit more difficult with some 10% in there. Okay, so can you answer those questions please? They're slightly harder on that side, so if you want some slightly more difficult ones, if you've done this before and you think, you know what, they're a bit too easy, you can start on the harder section there where the numbers are a bit more difficult. It is completely up to you. Okay, if you want to try and do both of them, you can as well.
Please go from number 5, or should I go from number
I think you've not done this before, Theo, so you definitely want to try those. If you just know the answer, you can write it down. So 50%, you can just write down the answer.
4. 1. 4.
Brilliant answer on that.
2. 6. 3. 25.
Okay, if anyone is stuck, if anyone's not understanding this, please say so. Please say if you are stuck at all. So first one is £8 for the whole lot. We're just splitting it into two halves, It's always good when you're finding 25, 50 or 75 to find your half first, because it will always help you. Okay, so the first one will be £4. Just check you've got that one right. Well, you're doing fantastically well with this. Really good.
What? Half of 40.
Which one are you on? Question 5?
Yeah, so if half of 40 is 20, 20, and if a quarter of 40 is 10,
Well done, Theo. Excellent.
what is a third? Well, it's
3 quarters, you mean, don't you?
yeah, 3 quarters of 3 of them, 20, 40, 60.
Oh, no, it's tens, isn't it? You're in tens. Yeah. 10, 10,
10.
10.
Yeah, so it's going to be 60. Okay. 75% of
Oh, Evie Kennedy's birthday in 3 days. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Evie, happy birthday to you. Wonderful, wonderful. Hi Taj as well, good to have you back. Which one? Someone's saying they're stuck. If you're stuck in a specific one, please say what you are actually stuck on.
75%.
Just so I can make sure I go through the one, because we're going to go through these answers in a bit.
You half is 14. Quarter.
Sixth one, there, okay. Right, we'll go through the sixth one. Right, let's go through these answers first. Well, I'll put the answer in the board so you can check. So if you're stuck on this number 6 one here, okay, so I'll get my bar first. Draw my bar, and I've got £21 for the whole lot. So £28 for the whole lot. So first of all, I'm going to half it to get my 14 in each box. I'm then going to put it into quarters by halving it again to give me 7 in each box. So I've got 7, 7, 7 and 7. I want 75%, which is 3 of these. So that's 7, 14, 21. So my 75% is £21. Just be careful with this one here. If you half 10, you get 5. If you half it again, you get 2.5. So it's not in pounds, is it? It's just numbers. 2.5. Okay? This one here, slightly trickier numbers, but still, if you half it once, you get 34. Half the 34 again, you get 17. Okay? Right, so that's 25%, 50% and 75%. We're going to look at 10% now, and then we're going to look at some problems. Okay, so 10% is 10 out of 100. But when we get anything to do with 10%, which are really common, think about sales that say 10% off that you see in shops, we split it into 10 because there are 10 tens in 100. Okay, it only works for 10. So don't think if I want to find 5%, I'm going to split it into 5. This only works for 10%. So for 10%, we split our bars into 10 like that. And the reason for that is dividing by 10 is really easy. If you've done our place value lesson, dividing by 10, you move everything one place and you might end up with decimals, which is fine in money because you get pence, don't you?
Yeah.
So we can use our dividing by 10 skills to finding 10%. Another reason, I know I said this before, why dividing and timesing by 10 is such an important part of maths, because we use it all the time in real life. Not about your exams, just about using dividing and timesing by 10 all the time. Okay, so if we had to find 10% of 30, we split it into tens, and we can just divide 30 by 10, which is easy because we move it one place, the 0 goes, so we get 3 in each box. So each box is worth 3. Now this is even more powerful because yes, we've got 10% is 3, but we can then work all these other percents out as well. What would 20% be, do you think? We know what 10% is. We know this here is 10%. What do you think 20% would? How much would 20% be? What do you reckon, P? How much would 20% be worth?
I would maybe guess maybe 1.3.1.
That's 10%. Each one of these is 10%. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. So we need 2 10% to make up our 20%. So if they're both 10%, 2 of those will be 20%. So 20% will be 6. Okay, it's like finding 2 tenths. So we got 1 tenth is 3, 2 tenths will be 6. What about 60%? How would you find 60%? How do you think you find 60% there?
Get 6 of the tenths and then times it, then times 3 by 6.
3 by 6, brilliant. So 60% would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 15, 18. So 60% would be 18. 90%, what's a quicker way to get 90%, do you think? Do we add up all the 3s? Or is there a slightly quicker way to get to 90%? Is there a quicker way? Okay?
You could instead know that 10 threes equals 30. So you could do 60. So you could do 30.
So start at 30 and then knock a 3 off to give you 27, couldn't you? And 5%, if 10% is 3, how do we get 5%, do you think? that there, half of a box is 5%, isn't it? That is 5%, so it's going to be half of 3, which is 1.5, okay? So there's loads of ways. 10% is such a powerful one to get. It's probably more important than 50% and 25% in real life because we get percentages like this more often. So, quick go at this before we look at some different problems. I'm moving this TV. So, can we find... Oh, I've put the answers on, haven't I?
Yeah.
Not again.
No, yeah. And please not get a drink, I'm really.
Yeah, go on, Dave. Get a drink. Right. Okay, can we have a go at those, please? Okay, so just about 4 or 5 minutes on that, look at some problems, and then we'll have a big game of bingo at the end. Well done, Layla, well done, George, that 1.5 as well, fantastic. Okay, so can you find your 10% of those numbers? We will get to some decimals and some of this as well, but just see if you can answer those 10% and 20%.
10% out of 40.
You okay, there, you got it?
Yeah, but I just forgot how to do a 10%.
Divide by 10, yeah?
Yeah.
Dividing by 10 is easy because we just move it, don't we? We can always draw a bar with 10 boxes in as well, can't you?
Four, 2, 8, 2, 8.
What's 2, 8, so which one you get?
Number 2.
Okay, yeah, so that's 8, that's right, yeah, good. So for 3, you've got to find 10% first.
10%
Is what?
is 12.
So if 10% is 12, what's 20% going to be?
It's going to be, you don't have to divide by 10 again.
Yeah, this is why you need your bar. So you put it into 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one is 12, yeah?
Yeah.
So you want 2 of them because that's 20%.
Yeah.
So it's 2 12s added together.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah, so you add up your 10%.
Okay.
I'll just go through question 3. I think most of you got the first 2. So question 3, if you split this into 10 boxes, okay, we divide by 10 to get our 10%. So 10% is 12, so these are all 12 in here. So 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, 100%, which is all of it. So 20% will be 2 boxes, which is going to be 24. Okay? So 20% is 2 lots of your 10%, which is 24 for your 20%. Okay, the numbers will not be too difficult. If they are, we use calculators, which is completely different with a calculator, but you don't need to know about that at the moment.
4, 24, So 10%.
Okay, 1 more minute.
So if 7, 3, 7, 14, 21, 5.
Okay, right, let's go through and see how you've done with these. So, the answers, first of all, in fact, I'm going to write them on the board. So, the first one, so question 1 was 4, question 2 was 8, question 3, 24, question 5, 12, question 5, 21, question 6, 70% of 40 is 28, question 7 is 1.5, question 8 is going to be 2 4.3s, which is 8.6, question 9, well if 10% is 14, 5% will be half of that, which is 5, and finally question 10, 90% of 24, I would take 10% off, so 10% is £2, 2.4, if you take 2.4 off the 24, work backwards, then you end up with 22.6, okay? So 10 percentage questions there. Even in GCSE, you will not be asked to work anything out more complicated than that without a calculator. So it's about knowing, being able to do questions like that, okay? Right, so we're going to look at 3 problems now. So this is some of the bingo winners from last week as well. So Ellie, who loves cheerleading, she received 80 points in a cheerleading competition. She got 25% of her points in the team event and the rest in the individual event. How many points did she get in the individual event? So work out some percentage and think really carefully, have I answered the question? It's very easy to make a silly mistake on this question. It's not a difficult question, but it's very easy to make a silly mistake. Okay, so read it carefully.
We don't know how many individual events there were.
Just it says she got the rest in the individual event. She get the rest of the points.
So 25, half of it is 40, that is 20. 20, so 20.
So let me just double check 9 and 10. You say I've got those wrong. So yeah, question 10 was £21, 21.6, and question 9 was 14. Okay, right, so let's look at this one. So, let's first of all start and work at some percentages. So, I've got 80 points altogether. Okay, 80 points altogether, and 25%, okay, 25% was the team. We're going to split it into 4. So, that's the team points. This is the individual points. So, I'm setting out my bar really carefully. So to find 25% of 80 is going to be divided by 4, or 40 then 20. So it's 20 in each box. So looking at that bar now, looking at that bar now, you can see the individual points with these 3 boxes here, 20, 40, 60 points. So the bar can really help you to understand the problem. Okay, next question. And this is a discussion I was having with Theo, my son, about Pokemon the other night, and we talked about a life orb. So this is an item in Pokemon in the game on the Switch or the 3DS, where Pikachu does 120 damage with the move Thunder. Okay, if you give him a special item, he does 30% more damage, so it's 30% extra damage. So I want to know, how much damage will Thunder do if Pikachu is given a life orb? So it normally does 120 damage, but this time he does 30% more damage.
30%.
So think about how we can work this out now. Think about the problems. This is a real life problem. We had this discussion yesterday about this. Nothing to do with maths. It wasn't to do with the maths lesson. Percentages just come up all the time.
Okay, think. Let's think. So, 120 damage. 30% more. That's 5. 30% more is. So it's not going to be 30 and 120. So yeah.
Work out your 30% first. The first thing, you need to work out 30% first, definitely. Okay, so this is worth 120, so you want to be working out your 30%.
And 60.
You done?
Yeah,
What have you worked out?
there.
Yep, you've got to divide it by 10, remember, there.
Oh yeah,
So it's 12 in each box, isn't it?
12 zillion.
Okay, right, so we'll just look at this. We've got one more question to do for this one, then bingo. So we find our 10%, which is 12 in each box. So we know there's 12 in each one. We want 30% extra, which is 36. But that's not the answer. So you can't say it does 36 damage, because it's saying how much damage will Thunder do if he's holding a life orb? It did 120 before, it doesn't do 36 now. What have you got to do with the 36?
Add it on.
You've got to add it on to the 120. So in total, this extra bit here is 36, so it is 156 damage. Not 156%. We've done the percent already, it's 156 damage. Okay, last question. We've done that one, haven't we? Okay, so Evie, who is a bingo winner, she loves red pandas. Didn't even know what a red panda was, but look how cute it is. Now, they're endangered, unfortunately. In 2010, there were only 12,000 red pandas in the whole world. In the last 10 years, this number has dropped by 10%. So there are 10% less than there used to be. So I want to know, how many red pandas are there in the world now? Okay? So it's dropped by 10%. There were 12,000, it's gone down by 10%. How many red pandas are there in the world now? Okay, most difficult numbers we've had.
So it's dividing by 10.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So find your 10% first. We clearly need to find 10% first before we do anything else.
I think if divided by 10 it goes to.
Think about the question. Are there really 1,200 red pandas left? It says it's dropped by 10%. Okay? If this is an exam question, if you've got 1,200 written down, you've got yourself 1 mark out of 2. You have not finished the question. Okay? It has dropped by, it has gone down by 10%. You've worked out your 10%. Okay? Think about what's going on here. Think about the diagram. So you've got your 1,200. Got your 1,200, okay? It's gone down by 10%. Okay, look at this, 1,200, 1,200, there are 1,200, okay? It's gone down by 1,200. So look, I'm going to knock that off. It's gone down by 1,200.
308.
Okay? It's gone down by that much, so we need to take it off, don't we? To knock it off the 12,000. So we need to do 12,000, take away 1,200. Okay? If you take away the 1,000, you've got 11,000, take away the 200, you've got 10,800 red pandas left. Okay? Look at that easy mistake it is to make. Okay, you find the 1,200 and you stick with that because you think it's a small number, poor red pandas, there's hardly any of them left, and you think it's correct. Read the question carefully. Okay, so some really tough percentage questions there. Make sure you've got the basic skills of finding your 10%, 20%, 30%, and before that your 25%, 50%, 75%. And then think about worded questions like this. Okay, I'm going to put some more percentage stuff in the bingo. So to play the bingo, I want you to pick 1 to 32 numbers. So put your numbers in the box there. Numbers 1 to 32, 9 of them, any 9 you want. Pick yourself a power animal. Today we've got monkey, Pikachu or snake. If your power animal comes, you can cross off any number you want. Really important because people are making mistakes. Once you've got your 9 numbers in your grid and you've picked your animal, post them on the chat because I'm checking the answers to make sure someone made a mistake in the last game we had. So when you think you've won, I will be checking your answers afterwards to make sure you've won the prize or not. So I need to see your 9 numbers on the chat, please, and your animal. Okay? So pick your numbers and pick your animal. Okay? And get the animals of Dweebid. So snake and monkey and Pikachu.
I'm going for snake again.
Okay, hurry up, we'll pick your stuff. Now make sure you post your numbers in the chat as well. I want your 9 numbers. Great, I've got your animals. I want your numbers as well. So for example, you should be posting 3, 5, 12, 13, 20, 21, 22, 29 and 31. Post those numbers in the chat. That's it, good. Well done, yeah. Matthew's gone for monkey.
12, 13, 14.
I need to see your numbers in the chat or you're not going to be able to win.
11, 24, 25.
Okay, we've got lots of numbers coming now, lots of numbers keep them coming. Brilliant work. Right, okay, so here we go. Let's play some bingo. Bingo, 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 bingo. First question. What is 50% of 48? 50% of 48. Think about what 50% means. 50% of 48. 50% of 48. Okay, next one. What is 50% of 14. 50% of 14. 50% of 14. Don't forget as well when we're playing for a full house, all 9 squares to win. All 9 squares to win. When you've got 2 squares left, stand up and go shaky shaky. And when you've got 1 square left, stand up and shout top banana. And you can post it on the chat as well. All 9 for bingo. All 9 for bingo. Next one. Next one. What is 25% of 40? What is 25% of 40? 25% of 40. Hello there.
5% of 40.
Okay, next question. What is 9 plus 4? 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4. Next question. What is 50% of 46? 50% of 46. 50% of 46. Next question. 40 minus 9. 40 minus 9. 40 minus 9. 40 minus 9. Next one. What is 10% of 60? 10% of 60. 10% of 60. Next question. What is 20 plus 12? 20 plus 12. 20 plus 12. Next one. What is 10% of 300? 10% of 300. 10% of 300. What's that there?
Nothing.
What's 10% of 300?
30.
Good, well done. Okay, what is 50% of 40? 50% of 40. 50% of 40. Hi. Oh, we got a power animal. We got a power animal. Oh, 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 oh. Pika, Pika, Pika! Pikachu! If you got the Pikachu, if you got Pikachu, cross any number off your list. Any number off your list. Any number off your list if you got Pikachu. Pika! Okay. Next one, next one, next one, next one. It is 5 plus 6, 5 plus 6, 5 plus 6. Anybody getting close? Anybody getting close? I know you should have went Pikachu. Shaky, shaky for me, shaky, shaky. Next one we have, what is 19 plus 9? 19 plus 9. 19 plus 9. Next one, what is 25% of 4? What is 25% of 4? 25% of 4. We got a shaky shaky, we got a shaky 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 shaky. And another shaky shaky. Make sure you give your names when you're shaky shaking, please. It's a blank one, it's a blank one. Next one, what is 10% of 80? 10% of 80. 10% of 80. Going to be some people getting close now. Got to be some people getting close. 10% of 80. What is 50% of 4? 50% of 4. 50% of 4. Ah, we got a power animal. It's the monkey! If you got the monkey, cross anything off your board. Anything off your board, another shaky shaky as well. This could give some massive shaky shakies now. We got the monkey in the house. Monkey in the house. Have you got any bingos? Have you got any shaky shaky? Another shaky shaky! Shaky 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 shaky! There we go, we're getting close, we're getting close. There's a monkey. There's the monkey. Top banana as well. Top banana. This could be a winner, this monkey. Okay, next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. Next number is 10% of 40. 10% of shaky shaky from Matthew as well. 10% of 40. bingo! We got one bingo. We got one bingo. We're paying for two more bingos. Two more bingos. We're paying two more bingos. Two more winners. Two more winners. Next one. Next one is 50% of 18. 50% of 18. 50% of 18. Next one. 25% of 100. 25% of 100. What's 25% of 100?
Shake
Shake it from Theo. And we got a bingo from Eva Kennedy. And we got a top banana. And we got another bingo. We got our bingos. We got our bingos. We got our bingos. Bingo, 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 bingo. Okay, guys, well, that's our three bingos. I'll be checking those to make sure you got them right with the numbers. Okay, really well done today. We have another lesson next week. Have a fantastic weekend. You worked really hard. You seem to get through a lot of percentage work there. Keep using them whenever you can. When you see percentages in the shops or wherever on TV and things, just work them out yourself. Okay, 10%, really, really, really important. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the bingo. I hope you enjoy the lesson. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you later.